have right here with me a very messy pile of knits. Why is it messy? Because I didn't stack it properly. I have no other reason or excuse. What is this pile of knits though, right? Right? That is the question you are all asking. Well, because it is YouTube and the whole point is sharing things, I obviously am going to tell you. These are all knits that need modifications for varying reasons, of which I of course will share with you. First though, I finished my sweater. Alright, well, if you happen to be new here, just so you know, before I dive into all the things, my name is Sarah. I like knitting. I share that here on YouTube. I also, for a job, because you know, we all have to make money to live, I am an artist, and I share that here and on my Instagrams, which you can check out below. I do original artwork, custom stuff, then fun little stitch markers with original paintings in them. So yeah, that's me. But what am I wearing? I am wearing sweater number 27 by My Favorite Things Knitwear, knit out of Hobie's. Oh, hold on. Amigo. I don't know why that name just whoop, 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 whoop. Hobie Amigo. It is just 100% acrylic. It is nothing fancy, but doesn't it look incredible? If you can't afford wool, it's okay. You can knit beautiful, fabulous things out of acrylic. I don't knit all of my stuff out of acrylic. I do have quite a few wool sweaters. Though I'm realizing I think that most of the sweaters I'm going to show you here are not wool. But yeah, I really like it. It's super cozy. It fits very nice. It's cropped. I wanted something to wear with my high-waisted jeans, and it's just that. It's so good. Okay. The things I need fixing. Alrighty. Now that I've shown off my fabulous new sweater, I finished the sweater and then thought to myself, I should cast on my next sweater, which will be a sibling sweater my size in a solid green. It's going to be fabulous. I cannot wait. I'm having self-control though, and not doing that because I have 3 sweaters right here that are very nice, but they need to be fixed. We will start with this one. This is a sweater that I self-drafted. I shared it in my least worn knits video, which you can go check out. The reason it's least worn is because of the hem. It has a very nice longer back hem. Fits very good, except for this. It does a very weird wingy thing that's not very nice. I don't enjoy it. And I'm not really sure. I think I may have picked up too many stitches or something, because I did the same crochet bind off on the sleeves and it works. It's lovely. It's delightful. But for some reason down here it did not do that. Who knows why? I'm not going to fight it. I'm just going to frog the hem and redo it. I'm not sure what I'm going to do yet, but it needs to go. Maybe I'll try another crochet one and pick up fewer stitches. I think that's probably part of my problem. So I'll try that first because that'll be quick. So even if it doesn't work out, it's okay. It's not a lot of work. I'll end up having to rip out again. So I'm going to do that to this. Next up is my Lauder sweater, which is a pattern by the Korea Bear or Rebecca Clow. I test knit this one. It is knit out of Premier Wool Select, which is similar-ish to Lion Brand Woolies. It's a wool and acrylic blend, nothing fancy, but the cables are absolutely lovely. There's a really nice shoulder detail here. I really like this sweater. I made the 3rd size, so I went up a size because I wanted it a little more oversized, and then I knit it long. However, I've done this and it is very nice and cozy. I think if I were to have it this long though, I would have needed to have gone up 1 more size. I've discovered with Rebecca's patterns that I just need to size up a couple of sizes because they usually tend to be a bit more fitted, even with the amount of ease recommended. I never get that ease, even when I seem to get gauge, so I'm not really sure. It's probably me. But she also knits very loosely, and I'm a very tight knitter. I never get row gauge, ever. It's impossible. I always have to add a lot more rows. But in theory, what I wanted was something like wide as this, and something that went down to like past my buttons, but it clings to my buttons. And I have attempted blocking it many times and stretching it until the poor thing can stretch no more. I can't get it to the width I wanted. It's fine. I thought in theory going up that size should have gotten me the amount of ease, but it just didn't quite. That could very much be my fault. I don't know. I don't remember. It was like a year and a half ago, 2 years. I don't remember. A long while. But all of this being said, I love the sweater. I like the fit of it. I'm not mad about the fit of it. I just don't like the way it clings around my buttons. If it's going to be around my buttons, it's got to be nice and loose. It cannot at all be clingy. The plan, therefore, is to shorten it, which means I have to frog all of this beautiful cabling that I did. It's fine. I'm probably going to remove about this much. And then I will redo my ribbing. I'm just going to frog it and then redo the ribbing. That's all I'm going to do. I can't even, hold on. See how long it is? It's so good, but it's just too tight for how long it is. I think the plan is not quite as short as this one. I think I want it just a hair longer, like maybe an inch longer than that. So maybe to like right here. I don't know, maybe I do want it this short. I have my sibling sweater, my size, and this one now that are more cropped. And I really like wearing them. And I feel like I'd maybe wear this more. I think what I'll do is I'll place my lifeline for where I'm gonna frog to. I'll do that as best I can. I'm not sure how that's gonna work out with cabling. Maybe I'll watch a YouTube video, but I'll do that, try it on and see what I think. There's that one. Last but definitely not least in size is this monstrosity of a cardigan. I knit this at the beginning of the year. I wanted something like so beyond cozy to put on in the morning when it's cold and I haven't started a fire yet, but it ended up being too long. It's really funny. I feel like a lot of people always have they make things too short issue. Apparently I make my stuff too long. I think the main reason is because the weight of it just kind of stretched out way more than I thought it was going to. The problem though is less about the length. Like, I don't mind the length so much. It's not too terribly long. However, the length of, how do I put this? The position of the pockets that I put in are too far down. Let me demonstrate. Okay, it's so big, it fits over a big sweater. It's so cozy. Here's the length of it. It goes down to my knees. So it goes down to the knees. The pockets, which are inset pockets, how fabulous is this? There's a pocket on the inside. You can see I've got it all stitched down. It's really nice size pocket, like my whole hand fits in there. It's great. It's so good. However, it's too low. I like to like stick my hands in my pockets, keep them warm, so they should be here. But they're down here, and my hand doesn't quite go in, and then when it does go in, I have to hike up my sweater to be at a comfy spot. So I have to frog it. It's not gonna be a straightforward frog though. First, I have to undo this collar, which I'm okay with because I want more of a collar, I think. I don't think I made it quite big enough. So I will be making note before I frog it how many rows I did so I can add more rows and more short rows. I don't want to redo these pockets. The plan, therefore, is to cut it. Not my favorite thing to do. I don't like cutting things this way. I don't know why. It just makes me a little sad. Like, I'm not scared. I know it's going to work out just fine, but it just makes me a little sad. It's going to be fabulous though, because it means I'll actually wear it once I fix it. But the plan is frog, take out a big old section, and then graft it up. I think that's the plan. Those are all of the items that I need to fix, and I'd like to do that this week before I cast on something new, so that way I have more knits that I can wear as we're entering the cold season, because it's getting a little chilly and I want some more options for sweaters. Especially that cable one. I really want to wear that cable one. I really want to wrap up in something so freaking cozy in the morning, so really want that big one too. Anyhow, I need to go outside and plant some flower bulbs before I do anything. I can't sit on my buns yet. Let's go get the other stuff. One would maybe think that because it's such a chunky knit, that picking up the stitches for a lifeline would be easy. This is not the case. I've never liked picking up stitches that way, and it being a chunky knit is no different. It's very annoying. I think I actually preferred picking up in garter. I had to do that the other day for my blanket that I'm making, and it was so much easier than this. I'm tempted to just snip and then pick up the live stitches. This is so annoying. I officially have 2 halves of a sweater, and oh my goodness. Has anybody else, have you ever done surgery like this on a sweater where you cut it in half? Not a fan of it, not gonna lie. I don't find it stressful at all. Like, I'm not worried that I'm going to ruin my knitting, because if I do, I'm not bothered by frogging an entire project and starting over again. This is not something that's annoys me. What annoys me is trying to do in my brain a simple fix and it not being simple. I know that cutting apart my sweater and trying to graft things and change things is not technically easy per se, but why isn't it easy? It's not that difficult. So if you've ever like thought, oh, it's too scary, I can't do it, you can. It's just a little tedious. It's not difficult. It's just annoying. 2 halves of a sweater. I picked up the stitches crooked. Big shocker. The top half, to be fair, I only happened to step up 1 stitch at one point. It happened to be at the very beginning, of course. Now the bottom half, I've left both needles in so you can see the difference. Okay, we have, where are we at? Where are we at? Okay. This is the new needle, the one on the top that has the actual stitches that I need to have on it. This one is the one that I messed up on. And you're like, well, it's 1 stitch off. What are you talking about? Well, yeah. See my problem? Yeah. It's fine. Yeah, it's fine. It's better it happened this way because now I can just pull out this lower needle and no harm done. It's just annoying because I end up technically picking up the stitches sort of twice. I was frogging it and then I realized I hit the end of this bottom needle over here and still had a big chunk on that and was like, I did that crooked. So I just picked up all the live stitches. That was way easier than doing this garbage there. I think I should have just I had the thought. I think I even mentioned it. Maybe I should just frog it and pick up live stitches, and I should have done that. It would have been easier and faster, so much faster. I did this tedious task for no reason. The yarn is sticky enough. It didn't go anywhere. Okay. Well, now I've pulled out that line, it doesn't look that crooked. Looks nice and straight. I did such a good job. Yay me. Part of the reason though I realized it was crooked is because I sewed on my pockets crooked. So one is up just a few stitches higher than the other one. So that's why it was so janky, but it's fine. I also had a thought of adding a couple of short rows to the top half at the back, because I did that at the bottom of the back of the cardigan. I think I just added 1 or maybe 2 short rows to lengthen the back a little. And I kind of think I want it a hair longer than it was before. And well, since the sweater is torn apart, what better time than now to add a couple of short rows. So I think that's what I'm gonna do. Who done? Oh, I'm gonna swipe my sister. Shh, don't tell her. I'll call her back in a minute. But I think I'm gonna set this aside for the evening because my brain is tired. I don't want to think about that. What I think I'm gonna do instead is either work on my garter stitch blanket or these adorable little bows that I started working on. How cute is that? Oh my goodness. It's a little gold and white glitter bow. No, they're not gonna be earrings, but you know, they are very cute. The plan is to make lots of different garlands this year. I want to do it for my booth, our booth, my sister and I's booth, at the end of November. So literally in just a week and a half, I want to have garlands to use inside of our booth display to decorate for Christmas, because how fun would that be? And then to be able to use around my house. I decorate pretty minimally for Christmas, using mainly lights. I really like lights and usable Christmas decor. I love mugs, puzzles, that sort of thing. Not that that's decorations, but that's usable. I like usable art and things like that. So garlands are not technically usable, but they are minimal and I don't have to buy them and stuff because I already have the materials. I have lots of yarn. I am using a cotton yarn. I don't remember which kind because it doesn't have the ball band on it. I think it says drop saffron and just a white. And then I have this incredible glitter yarn. It's very shiny gold. It's incredible. I love this so much. And surprisingly, it's not super scratchy to crochet with, which I was very shocked by. I got that at a thrift store for $3. There's quite a lot of yarn on this. The plan is to make this little garland with little bows, and then I'm gonna do a gold star garland and yeah, various other ones. So that's what I started work on. I think I might work on that tonight instead of this. I'll pick it up again tomorrow, maybe. I have my niece all day tomorrow. And then I'm going to a friend's house in the evening, so I may not work on it at all. It's fine. Hopefully it'll just be done by the end of the week. That's the goal. Okay, and we gotta go make dinner now. I'm about to Kitchener stitch my cardigan though. I added my couple of short rows to the top back portion. So we'll see. We will see how this goes. I am curious. I have not looked into this. I can very easily Google this, but I have not. Is a Kitchener and a 3-needle bind off the same thing? Because we have three needles. Or is 3-needle like also using a knitting needle? Like, are you knitting it together? I feel like I've done a 3-needle bind off before, but because I know a pattern once required it and I'm not remembering. I think I've always just done a Kitchener. Because I know it by heart because I've done so many socks. That's what we're going to do. We're going to Kitchener stitch this and see how it comes out. If it doesn't look right, I can always try again. If I need to, I can always try again. Just rip it out and do something different. so it has a bit of a line in the back. I'm hoping that blocks out. I looked it up, and yes, of course there's a difference between a 3-needle bind off and a Kitchener stitch. Well, because obviously they have different names. This is an obvious indicator that they're different, Sarah. In my head, I thought maybe they could be, because the Kitchener involves 3 needles. But anyways, I started the Kitchener and thought, I don't know, like I'm getting a little bit of a line. So I looked up the 3-needle, and that one ends up with like a ridge on the wrong side. It creates a seam, which is great for shoulders and construction like spots where you need more stability. You do not want that in the middle of your back. So we stuck with the Kitchener. I feel like once I steam it, it should even out. At least that is my hope, but who knows. I'm not gonna stress about it though. I'm gonna plug along because this is a house cardigan. As the pockets stand at the moment, I probably could have taken out 1 more inch of stockinette, but I'm not going and doing that again. I tried it on like in the middle of the process, but you know, it's kind of hard to tell because, you know, things aren't actually together, so it's kind of hard to tell where things are actually landing. So it probably could be an inch shorter. It's okay, I'm going ahead with it, and what I'm gonna do is, again, not being particular about it because it's a home cardigan, I'm gonna just pick up less stitches along here to, in theory, kind of zip it up a little bit by picking up a few less stitches than what I should pick up. Because I have a gray cardigan, a champagne cardigan, that I accidentally did that on, and it raised up the front quite a bit, which I actually now really like. It was an accident, but I actually really like the fit of it, so I keep it that way. But I'm going to essentially do that on purpose to this cardigan. I am actually going to go do that now, I think, pick up the stitches for the collar, because picking out stitches is my least favorite part. So I should just get it done now while I go listen to a book. I've just had a recollection. When I knit this cardigan, I did not write down what needle size I used for the collar. You may also recall a moment at the beginning-ish of this video where I said I'm going to count to see how many rows are in my collar because I want to make it a bit wider. So I will be making note before I frog it how many rows I did so I can add more rows and more short rows. I did not do that. Nope. I just frogged it without counting anything. Yeah, that's where I stand. I'm gonna be winging how wide it is. I'm just gonna guess that, you know, the original width and try and go wider than that. Because I'm a professional. Nope. My hair's a mess. I'm makeupless and my face is breaking out. It's fine. But I'm here to ask, why is there no 7mm needle? Is this just a US thing that we don't have 7mm, or is this an all over the place thing? Because I have a 6, a 6.5, and then an 8. What happened to 7 or 7.5? Where did they go? I must have done my old collar on an 8mm because this 6.5mm is pretty dense. Oh, Katniss. My cat just decided to shove her butt up here. Okay, no, you're gonna knock over my tea. So yeah, this is really dense. I'm okay with it. I'm pretty sure it will steam out nicely, and I like the idea of a nice, dense, cozy collar, but my hands don't love it. And it just got me wondering, why is there no 7mm needle? This thing makes my hips and butt look even wider than they are. That's not true. I have big thighs and big butt. I don't have hips though, so making my hips look bigger is not the worst thing in the world, but it does make my thighs and my butt look big, though they already are. Anyhow, this is working out really good. I'm liking the way that's looking. I think I'm going to make a couple more decreases in here to jip it up a little bit. Originally, I think when I first made it, I was like, it needs to look really nice. So I think I redid the button band at some point, the collar, because it was bunching a little. I don't care. I don't care anymore. I just want a cozy cardigan to wear in the mornings. And if I'm being honest, nobody's going to really see me in it probably, because it will be mainly a house cardigan. And this is how I look around the house. Greasy hair, no makeup, breakouts. So if I'm looking like this, it's okay if the cardigan is looking like this with little puckers. It's fine, because it's cozy. That makes it perfect. Oh my goodness. I'm tired and I think it's time for bed. Hopefully I will finish this tomorrow because I really want to start wearing it. In other news, I finished the leg on my second sock. These are my Flunkerton socks. My pattern. Yeah, check that out. My pattern. Yeah. And I'm using this fabulous hand-dyed DK yarn. And it looks lovely in these socks. I cannot wait to wear them. I did it. I finished fixing up two out of the three sweaters that I wanted to fix. That's okay. I'm feeling pretty accomplished about those two things though. This cardigan was quite the chore, having to rip out the collar, button band, ripping things out, it ending up being crooked and having to re-pick up everything, and then knitting like some short rows on the back, and then grafting, picking up and re-knitting the button band. It's really chunky yarn, and my hands don't really appreciate knitting with super chunky yarn anymore. I used to knit with chunky yarn all the time, but the older I get, the more difficult it becomes. And then the denim one was fairly straightforward. I did have to do it twice. The first time I tried doing another crochet one because I really wanted that crochet, but I realized it was continuing to flip, not because of the crochet, but because of my knit bind off. When I rip out the crochet, the bind off curled up even more. So I decided, let's just rip out my knit bind off and knit some ribbing. So I did a couple of purl rounds and then did like maybe 4-5 rounds of ribbing, and then I did a knit bind off but reverse, so you get the purl side of the bind off, and I really like the way it looks. It kind of gives it a little bit-ish of that crochet look, because I didn't want it to be like crisp, clean knit stitches. Like, that's not the point of the sweater. It's kind of like a little rustic. So I finished that, and just the idea of picking up that cable sweater and trying to pick up stitches after having such a debacle with stockinette stitches, the idea of doing that with cables just kind of made me say, no. I will get to it at some point. I'm not even going to attempt to pick up stitches. I'm going to just rip it out and then pick up live stitches. I know I'll have better luck doing it that way. It's not going to be pretty. I'm sure I'll just go slow as I can and try to make it happen. Other than that, I hope you enjoyed coming along with me as I fixed a few pieces. My next things are going to be some gifts, some Christmas things, and a new sweater. I'm very much looking forward to casting on a new sweater. So if you want to catch any of that upcoming content, make sure you hit the like and subscribe, and we will see you in my next video. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.